trying to get my paper up in the studio, writing rhymes to the paper.
There were a number of connections that were kind of like music practice. So the fine motor skills might then be translated into ability to do other fine motor things. And then there were things where a leap had to be made. And this is what people were clamoring to get the answers for. Did music help with helping with language, helping with math skills, helping with other educational skills? So how did your experiments go on a similar kind of ripple effect as you looked for the close and the further kind of results of the musicians and the musical study?
Yeah. So one of the first glimpses that we got at this was that we found differences in regions of the brain that seem to be doing more higher order functions, that seem to be integrating information both from the auditory and the motor domain, or from the auditory, the visual, and the motor domain, and then also seem to be engaged in an output system that seemed to be more sophisticated, more complicated, so more at the front end of the actual execution. So one of those regions, for example, is in what we call the inferior frontal gyrus. It is a region in the brain that sits in front of the motor system, and it has rich connections both with the auditory system and the motor system. So this region was different as well when we compared adult musicians with adult non-musicians. And there was all this knowledge about this region already. And one of the hypotheses, for example, that we have now is that music might potentially change, or music making might change the structure and function of these multimodal integration regions in the brain, and that if I then take a test or task that is not musical in nature, that might be a completely different test or task, and if that particular test relies on this region as well that has been changed by music making, that might then influence and we hope positively influence actually the performance of this particular task.
My name is Lamari, and I'm a communications major and an English major. I'm a double major.
I'm doing a project on whether music makes you more intelligent or not. And right now I'm doing a survey of how many people feel that music has made them more intelligent over the past years. Do you think music has affected your intelligence?
The music I listen to, yes. But there's a conflicting side. If you listen to stupid music, you will get stupid.
How would you feel if I told you that a study has been shown that being somebody who participates in music, such as singing or playing an instrument, as well as those who listen to Mozart and other classical music, the study has shown that the neurons, in fact, become more active when listening and after listening to music, especially in the parts of the brain that pertain to speech and math and other areas?
I would believe it.
Wake up.